Today is day 105 off of marijuana. 105 days. That's amazing. I never thought I'd be able to go a week, let alone 500. I'm moving myself ahead a bit there. 105 days. I try to make these videos now with some sort of something in it besides just saying, I got to day 105, bye. So this being Memorial Day weekend, I realized on the way to work that for many, many years, this would have been a drug weekend for me. And that doesn't just mean smoking weed, but I would have been out at clubs all day, every day, because a lot of the clubs that I went to had like stuff during the day and stuff in the evening, and then we go to cookouts, and I would get up in the morning and we would smoke weed, and then we'd drink alcohol all day, and then I'd smoke weed with that, and then I'd eat, and then I'd go out at night and take ecstasy. And I would get so jacked up sometimes that I would pass out in the club. I was walking behind one of my friends one night. I knew it was coming because I would start to feel extremely hot, and I would start to sweat, and then I would just fall out. One night I fell out on the steps face down at this club we were at. My friends picked me up, took me in the room, or took me into the club where it was air conditioned. I couldn't talk whenever this would happen. I would just go, they would say, "Are you okay?" And I go, "Rrr." I would sweat through my clothes. I would have on 2 t-shirts and jeans and whatever else, and they would be so wet I could wring water out of them. And then I would get it together, and I would get up and go back to dancing. And my friends would be like, "Don't you want to go home?" "No, I'm fine." "Aren't you embarrassed?" "Hell no, I'm not embarrassed. Everybody in here has been so drunk they fell out." So what? I fell out, and I'd get up and keep going. I had no shame in the fact that I was so drugged that would happen to me. No shame at all. I would go to the bar, and the people would be able to say, because I took ecstasy, my pupils were totally blown out, totally dilated. I wasn't ashamed. And I'm not saying I should have been ashamed, but I was proud of it. So walking to work the other day, I was trying to think of how I could make a video updating people on my progress, and I realized that that's what I would normally be doing this weekend. I would be spending this entire weekend drugged and high and not making any money at work and destroying my body, basically. Because, I mean, when your body decides it needs to pass out and sweat through your clothes, there's a problem. Now, I'm pretty sure I was dehydrated because I would be drinking alcohol, smoking weed, and taking ecstasy, and I would barely eat anything, and I'd barely drink any water. So that's what would happen. And I'm happy to be away from that, though I will admit that popped into my head this weekend is, ooh, normally I would be high. I didn't really think about ecstasy or alcohol, but I did think about getting high. I didn't do it, obviously, because here I am, making this video sober as I can be. So, day 105, once again, I appreciate everyone's support. To the people that have written to me and told me that I've inspired them to try to change other things about their lives or whatever, I appreciate that. I appreciate all the support. I'm happy to help anybody that wants to make this kind of change in their life in any way I can. I do think I made that video that said I wouldn't be a therapist, and I've had some people send me information, and I am seriously considering finding some way to help people with drug addiction, because it makes me feel good to know I can help other people kick this habit and become who they really want to be instead of what's easy. And yeah, that's a good place to end. So anybody that wants any advice, anybody that needs any help, I'm happy to help as much as I can, seeing as I do have somewhat of a life. Thanks everyone for their support. Thank you, Lord, for your support. Thank you for holding me up when I needed to be held up, God. And that's all.